I'm Chai Mohanji from Malaysia. Today I'm reading the Sai Satcharitra chapter 45 and includes two of the topics, Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anand Rao's vision, and the wooden plank is Baba's bait and not Bhagat's preliminary. In the last three chapters, we describe Baba's passing away. His physical or finite form has undoubtedly disappeared from our view, but the infinite or spiritual form always lives. We have largely spoken about the Leelas which occurred during his lifetime. However, Leelas have taken place and are even now happening. This clearly shows that Baba is always alive and continues to help his devotees. Those who met Baba went, but if any of them did not, develop a dispassion for the material objects and enjoyments of this world and did not have their minds turned to the Lord. What was expected then and now is wholehearted devotion to Baba. All our senses, organs, and mind should cooperate in worship. Of no use if one engages some organs in worship and deflects the others. If worship, it ought to be done with all our mind and soul. The love that chaste woman bears for her husband is sometimes compared towards his disciples. Yet the former falls far short of the latter, which is incomparable, no one meaning the goal of life, which is self-realization. We have to chop out and traverse the path of self-realization ourselves. We have to discriminate between the material enjoyments of this world and the next. Control our senses and mind and aspire for liberation instead of depending upon others. When we begin to practice discrimination, we come to know that the world is transient and unreal, and thus our patience for worldly things decreases. Ultimately, we attain worldly objects. Then we realize that the Brahma, which is our Guru, is the sole reality. And as it transcends and besets the all, courageous, when we thus worship the Brahma or Guru wholeheartedly, we become one with him and attain self. Always chanting the name of the Guru and meditating on him enable us to see him in all beings and confers eternal bliss on us. The following story. Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anand Rao's vision. Sai Baba had instructed Kaka Sahib Dixit to read from two works of Sri Bhavada Ramayana every day. Kaka Sahib followed the practice even after Baba's passing away. Once in Kagamaha Sahib was reading the Ekanati Bhagavat in the morning. Madhavarao Deshpande, alias, also there and listened attentively to the portion being read. In this portion, the nine nadas or sitas of the Rihabhat family, Kavi, Hari, Pipalayan, Aryahodar, Trumel, Chamas, and Karapajan expounded the principles of Bhagavad Dharma to King Janak. The latter asked all the nine natas various questions very well. The first, Kavi, explain what Bhagavad Dharma is. Hari, the characteristics of the devotee. Andariksha, what Maya is. Prabhuta, what Parabrahma is. Arihudra, what karma is. Trumel, the incarnations of God and his deeds. Chamas, how a non-devotee fares after death. Worship of God in different ages. The substance of all the expositions was that in this Kali age, the only means of liberation was remembering the reading was over. Kaka Sahib said in the despondent tone to Shama and the others, how wonderful is this discourse about devotion, but it is so difficult to put it into practice. The nadas were perfect, But is it possible for fools like us to attain the devotion as described by them? We would not. How are we attain salvation? It seems that there is no hope for us. Sharma did not like Kaka Sahib's pessimistic attitude. He said, who, by his good luck, got such a guru as Baba should cry out so disparagingly. If one has unwavering faith in Baba, why should one feel restless? Wonderful. But is not ours loving and affectionate, and has not Baba authoritatively that remembering and chanting the Lord's and the Guru's name confers salvation, then what cause is there for not satisfied with Madhavaral's explanation? He continued to be anxious and restless the whole day, thinking and brooding about how to get the power. The next morning, the following miracle took place. A gentleman named Anat Rao Pakadet came there in search of Shama. Kaka Sahib sat near Shama and was whispering something to him. He was describing his dream to Shama. As this whispering interrupted the reading, Kaka Sahib stopped. Towards the latter said, yesterday you expressed your doubt, and now here is an explanation for it. Here Mr. blessed him with. Baba explained the characteristic of saving devotion and showed that devotion in the form of bowing to all worship of the Guru's feet, anxious to hear the vision, especially Kaka Sahib at their suggestions. Mr. Bhagavad began to relate the vision as follows. In waist deep water, there I saw Sai Baba all of a sudden. He was sitting on a beautiful tree with his feet in the water. I was very pleased and satisfied upon seeing Baba. The vision was so realistic that I never clear enough. Shama was also standing there. He said to me with great emotion, Anand Rao, fall at Baba's feet. I replied, I wish to. How can I place my head on them? I am helpless. Hearing this, he said to Baba, Oh Deva, please take your feet out from under the water. Then Baba immediately took his feet out. I held them without delay and bound me, saying, Go now, you've attained your welfare. There is no cause for fear and anxiety. He also Tuda to my Shama, you will profit thereby. In compliance with Baba's order, Mr. Bhagadev brought the Tuda and requested Gaga Sahib to hand it over to Shama, but the latter refused to accept it, saying that unless he would not accept it. Then, after some discussions, Gaga Sahib decided to to cast lots. It will cut lots to all dubious matter and to abide by the decisions as shown by the piece of paper picked up. In this particular case, two pieces of paper, on one of which was written to accept and one another to reject, were placed at the feet of Baba's picture, and an infant was the to accept piece was picked up and the Tuda was handed over to and accepted by Madhavarao. In this way, both Anand Rao and Madhavarao was solved. This story exhorts us to respect the words of other saints, but at the same time asks us to have full faith in our Mother, the Guru, and to abide by his instruction. For he truly knows our welfare better than any other person. There are innumerable saints in this world, but your Guru wholeheartedly surrender to him completely and prostrate yourself before him reverentially, and then you will see that there is no sea of mundane existence before you to cross, just as there is no darkness before the sun. The wooden plank is Baba's bed and not Bhagat's. When Baba was younger, he slept on a wooden plank, 4 arms in length, and only spanned in breadth, and small earthen lamps burning at the 4 corners. Later on, he broke the plank into pieces and threw it away. As mentioned in chapter 10, one or importance of this plank to Gaga Sahib. Hearing this, the latter said to Baba, if you still love the wooden plank, I will hang another one up in the masjid for you to sleep on. Baba replied, I wouldn't want to sleep up there, leaving Malasapati down on the ground. Then Gaka Sahib said, I can get a plank from Malasapati too, Baba. How can he sleep plank? Only he who has many good qualities in him can do so. With his eyes wide open can do that. When I go to sleep, I often ask Malasapati to sit by my side, place his hand on my heart, and hear the chanting. Ask him to wake me up if he finds me falling asleep. He can't even do this. He himself gets drowsy and begins to nod his head. When I feel his hand as heavy as a stone and cry out, Oh Bhagat, he moves and who can't sit and sleep well on the ground and whose posture is not steady and who is slave to sleep high up on the plank. On many other occasions, Baba said, out of love for his devotees, whatever is with us and what is someone else is with him. Baldus